the other na wonyano in primprin.
Exactly.
But apart from that, in terms of the how solid the policies are, how sensible they are, how effective they will be if well implemented, I think it is not in doubt at all.
Very well. We'll get further details about it is possible, no, because the possibilities comes with a whole lot of issues. And we are getting into that shortly. Na Yeni Kofi Eddie Komo na Yedim Se Endra Dr. Bawumia FILA Enrechi or filing a nomination no ma Yeni and no home komo kakra na afe yemra the substantials.
Nano Ejuada na Yura Mahmoud Bawumia any running mate any party opinion for a year chairman Yura Stephen Ayensu in team and son a general secretary in opinion for campaign chairman campaign manager one munyina ebo Yura Chidom and a Yura so ne hokani a year Hajia Samira Bawumia and sana Iran upon so hokeni. Munyina bo won mu chidom ma de emrane hyese obi a wopese ugina ma ye to so aba no. Obe den krata be ba e kire se uyo obi a wo se fata se ye to so aba. Na obe kire party kra ugina ho e de ama wo. Ti ye den krata ni nyina koye. Ye submit bibia fefefe. How be and some radio me gidi say easy
Kessben
and so to ne bo ahwehwe san krata anymore.
Okay.
Se bibi wo ho na se e kire o madwen a mo be ma party ne so ehu ba se say ya mprempren a ye ka say de yetimi asubmit bibia e de ama easy.
Ediama easy. Ma yentie Dr. Bawumia kakramra after the filing of the nomination no one party for Asia the party's headquarters. Was salam down and cry my yentie number.
It is clear, and our opponents a year ago seemed very confident, but today, rather than being confident, they seem very angry as they see themselves losing this election. Let me give you an analogy. A driver was to take a bus from Accra to Paga, and he got into the bus, and before he reached Insawam, he broke down completely. He did not even have enough money to have chalk in schools. Teacher training allowances were cancelled. Nursing training allowances were cancelled. We had to live in Dumso for 4 years. The National Health Insurance Scheme was collapsed. National Ambulance Scheme collapsed. We had a banking system which was in crisis. He told us he wasn't a magician to create jobs. We went to the election and we decided as a people to get rid of this bad driver. And we brought in a new driver along with his driver's mate. Nana Akufo-Addo came with Bawumia and we got into the bus just before Insawam to head to Paga. We moved very quickly and everything has gone reasonably well. We faced storms along the way, but we have managed to get the bus from all the way from before Insawam to Wale Wale. So we are here in Wale Wale, and we are going to go to Paga. But the bad driver who could not manage the car past Isawam, says today he wants to reset, that he wants to take us back to before Isawam. We who took the car from before Isawam to Wale Wale, who created more jobs than you did, who built more roads than you did, who constructed more hospitals than you did, built more schools than you did, built more sports facilities than you did, more sanitation facilities than you did, more courthouses than you did, more public libraries than you did, laid more fiber optic cable than you did. We brought free senior high school education, brought free technical and vocational education, restored teacher training allowances, restored nursing training allowances. And now we want to move this country into a digital age. And you say we should go back to Nkoko Kiti Kiti. He wants Nkoko Kiti Kiti and 24-hour disco. Is that how we are going to transform?
And that is the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, on Monday, speaking to party supporters and the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party after filing the nomination, raising a lot of issues about John Mahama car went to me and drive and fend Sawem crowd. But today have driven the car past Sawem, and then Wale, you come back to say, we a reset of the country. Now, you heard it for yourself. But I don't come and I don't pay Yanni Kofi AD. Kofi, so far, campaign no more cover how many regions na afi yembra more major policies more person Ghana for international editor bar for the vice president.
So far no campaign no
Kessben.
Share northern side of
Kessben.
Ghana. Yetimia Yedodona. I think it's a Kabe say Num.
Okay.
Or so.
That is constituencies.
Over eastern regions where Yetimia Yedodona no Aka Etiwa East, Etiwa West. Aka Nkoko.
Okay.
And Sana Afram Plains side of so. Greater Accra so I Dodo come but I think say I about 15 to 20 or so. Until you at least over 10 I say I can home. Central region the I back home you know pe. Until adwuma no de aka ne do so. Until nyame ya adomo e china ye say sha say e Greater Accra.
Okay.
Leje kuku lada dikoto pon and sana kole klote. Nyame adom na iwie no a fiada ebeye Ablekuma Central. Memenda no your official duties.
Okay.
Kosiada nso your official duties. And sana dwoada no yasa ede jumeni asa she asiebi. Tisanity.
But strategy no at saying because one more a follow campaign trail no. A lot of this time Ramon shut down for one region and kase more tour throughout the region. We are there, you move on to the next region. Mutimi ko Yaha kakra, namaba, namako Eastern kakra, namako North, mako Ashanti kakra. Why? You are crisscrossing
because
just like
Osaye vice president. Until we have to maximize time, you know.
Okay.
Until nano yeko techiman why for program or moye wa techiman. Ye call sa official duty no. Ye use time no the year techiman north, techiman south.
Okay.
So I say into ideal in Kenyan Bono East. Then so because we are there for an official duty no.
Okay.
Now you use sa time no the year
few constituencies.
Sa pepe net here. Nyame adomo a efiada for example or official duty so ye na no pa no. E won kran. Into we are no aye constituency baako e de aka ho.
Okay.
Until we are managing a vice president who is also a presidential candidate. Until ekoye sana ni duty as a vice president nso ba bibi brade ne toto
okay
nti wo ko ha na bibi wo ha no waye ebi wo kra na ye wo region wo na bibi aba na ya sa bankran me ka say ye ko ye wo northern region say about 2 occasions na say sa bankran na ye be ye dwumadi no na ye sa bank ekoto aso nti eno na ama na ko ye say ye hakakra na aba hakakra because we are managing 2 calendars.
Okay. Well, my yemra the major substantive issues, I mean, so far, Manifesto the the highlight of it, we have some yakin kind. We've seen some of the policy announcement mode abba, but say I mean, when the vice president and together with other people like what team so. What is the main focus for Dr. Bawumia and the campaign Amoye?
Kessben. Medasi bebre. Me pese be this reset in Hong Kong nkomo na chikra nti ya na de tie ne se wokohwe yewura no disemu a de tu dwa ogefo bosom ne de tosonson na o kan sem yenu bi wo ho a think say yan sheda twen adwen ensisu yi asamba ko a odi kan ne se ohwe ya mamra 1992 constitution na emra ye chichire amamra no ye chichire ye se ye ribe ma ye ndam ye kabi mamen kabi no ejina brane enam baby ana ye free eba no
okay
ne hu bi hia se constitution no ye betro se ne be ya be protect na entrench ye democracy no ono no adwene mu no free se baby asese ye dri ye timi aye adwuma no dodo na in terms of democracy no Ghana fo anyamunti ase ye timi akoyenim bebre yagitum say watimi wakame kakra edeso wo hode but generally no ohwe yen democracy na yenya nhini enti no ya amamra no yensesa amamra no yendane ani na amamra no ensesa ne fapem no enkohwe yedie ni nnwuma ene kwan a ebefa so aboa enwuma ama omagina brane na de yedi abragana fo etosumi no osaka bibi se yewra Akufo-Addo ene yewra Akufo-Addo na omoye MPP aban na sampanyimfo we mi no enam se ye center right political party no ade pa omodisi omani so apart from the policies are omoye no one of the things omodisi omani so pa ye their friend social interventions so omobe yen hyehyeye de aboa oni biefo no mapagya oni biefo nso agina brane enti aban ye kofo aban ne yewura Akufo-Addo aban e a lot of social intervention programs e ba ne Ghana ohwe social intervention programs e wo nyina e kamia ye se ni nyina no MPP e ye yewura Akufo ne yewura Akufo-Addo ene de bae dodo na
okay
enti ono nso na adwene kire se ba social intervention programs na yetimi ayemu dodo na ene ohwe ehumasuampo a free SHS mabunu 5.7 million enya so mfa so NHIS aba leap aba free maternal care ne all these things ese tokoso ne yeshemu kana nanso ahoden na ye de tare achi no se yemfa sa ahoden no enko tare enwuma ane yedi achi
okay
enti sa fapim we no ema hu se ono na ni suade hunu no sonko important pa say Ghana ni bia wotie mi bia beti sa asemi ase efi se ni nkomodie no o hyase e kire wo ba bia wodi nani ye den e kire ama wahu se wo free se ba bia Ghana ya hwe fiti amampanyi ahoro aba ene MPP aban nyina no ba bia na o mani hwe no opese osesa direction ne kakra no di nani hwe bibi foforo enti se ordinary hwe bibi foforo na ne solutions a ode ba no ebe foforo
okay
we wa cho mu da ho because the direction no enti yemfa ne se obi ko
Kessben
ho
yeah
uko ho a obekwa akofa tema na wafa baby anam kwan ne so akofa akosombo afa adome bridge na odeko sa uko Kumasi nso a wode wani be kire achimota akonsawam atwamu akoprim Kumase. If you say when nichire Kumase.
Yeah.
And now when nichire who baby when nichire no kwanya obede obefa so. Vision a wo no any solutions are or they be achieve sa vision. E ade ehu hia pa se ebenya sante ase. Enti enam say ni vision focused on business, wealth creation and job creation for the people in Intim. Emra ye tro ye manifesto no. Ye to ni din say selfless leadership, bold solutions for jobs and businesses.
Okay.
Into or chira say ne fapem no bold solutions are or they boa ama ye di nyuma e dey aso enyuma nso asene.
No na ye Dr. Bawumia the main focus. And businesses and then the creation of jobs.
Yes.
And out of this particular focus, and I'm more developing individual policies.
Yes.
A be championing
that
particular.
Developing 14 commitments.
Okay.
You say, fire manifesto now.
So was sustainable, sustain and expand the Ghana, sustain and expand Ghana's rebounding economy.
Yeah.
Right. Create new jobs.
Yeah.
Which is very key. Implement wide-ranging tax reforms. Build Ghana into a world-class digital economy. Reduce the cost of living. Expand public infrastructure. Provide better health care for all. Implement affirmative action for women and girls. Expand educational opportunities for all. Provide good governance. Care for the elderly. Protect our environment.
Yeah.
Boost sports, creative arts, and tourism.
Yeah.
And then protecting our borders, keeping safe the neighboring neighborhoods.
Safe neighborhoods.
Yes.
Just 14 years. Emube edudie. You see, said directly, for business, job creation, sustain the economy, create jobs, implement wide-ranging tax reforms, build world-class digital economy, reduce cost of living, expand infrastructure, provide better health care, implement affirmative action. You can see, say we are entrenching the social policies. It may not be directly business, but also can say social intervention programs and social policies. That is why we're there by expand educational opportunities, and also you can direct it to business growth because care for the elderly, and also nyuma but a part of the social safety nets I will create. So we share the 14 commitments now. Emube do ba ko de ejina nyuma opese wo shemu kana any nyuma opese obie magana.
But let's focus a little bit more on that because job creation is very key for the Ghanaian youth. Now, more policy proposals, anything for job creation. What are the models? More person would be nyuma. Now, a year. Page 18 of the manifesto, or say under the Akufo-Addo-led administration, notwithstanding the expected global economic crisis, we have created over 2.3 million jobs in the past 8 years. This is more jobs created than any other government has managed to do in 8 years. But we need to create more jobs than we have done, and that is why we commit to 1. Train 1 million youth in digital skills. 2, create jobs through private sector construction and infrastructure development, industrialization, and agribusiness. Create jobs through the tax amnesty program. Create jobs for artisans, carpenters, masons, welders, and build environment professionals to maintain public infrastructure through the revived and restored PWD, Public Works Department. Create SME jobs with introduction of the SME Bank. Create jobs through the minerals industry and its value chain, aluminium, gold, lithium, manganese, salt, and the others. Employ more security services personnel. Create jobs through the National Cyber Security Workforce Development Program. Recruit more special needs teachers. Set quotas for recruitment of PWDs, persons living with disabilities, for the public sector recruitment. And these are some of the things you want to do under job creation.
Yeah, so you ensure seeing free tax amnesty. because some of them no are very direct into nipa bebree ti ase. But you can say it create jobs through tax amnesty. Enye bibia directly no be share that ti ase nti. Ma me nchirichiri mu kakra. Medical ma ofapem no. Ti ansa na obeboa amanyuma agina brane no.
Yes.
Ade ba ko a ese wo ye. Eno nso ne ade ba ko a yewura nyame ya adom no obeye omampanya. The first thing obeye is to create what we call a tax amnesty. You can say tax amnesty a the battery kase mu a ne nchire mu nyina ne se obi a ode aban ka eto.
Kessben.
Na saa eto na ode aban ka no aban se me de saa sika na eden achew. Tax forgiveness. Aban de to bi a ode no echew. Saa pepepe ene ase kire. Now, we share statistics chere say small medium size enterprises are friend SMEs. Ghana companies wa ha nyina no about 92% SMEs. And na yen na ye adwuma no emu 83% and ye adwuma ma SMEs. Into the labor market no labor force no 83% of the labor force are employed by SMEs. Into first idea so yeah is to protect that SME. How do you protect SMEs? Mu ade ba ko pa SMEs edi omunya nkitahudi a eda omone GR intem.
Okay.
SMEs bebree be can say their biggest challenge is the taxes they owe or have to pay to the state. Now no you're listening to no company ba ko buy or say I'm not using the actual figures. I just want to use as an example. Or say, your GRA buyers. Or say we are a textile company. You have about 700 people. Your and a GRA buy. GRA buy no almost say, my auditing all the way to 2005. 2005. Oh, this is 2023 na asem na ma ameneka. Yenini share this year, but not all reference it. The auditing happened in 2023. GRA, I auditing all the way to 2005. Now auditing my all the way to 2005. No, a car GRA abom no, a car no cry susin, a juma no cry no capital. See, a car say ye ton a juma no pa. A car GRA abom no, ain't mean to as a juma no. Ain't omuni GRA preso. Ni nyina ne say GR is okay. E ka say na ye de free say mode. Omo so say ka no kra mo calculate amaye no ye nti ase. Ye hu auditing or accounting methodology a mo use ya mo de arrival at this cost. Enti ye nti ase e na akoye chinwa show between the two. Now, the optional company no one ye two. Say oni GR be nyanti ase na watria saa eto no nkakra ana watria ne boom ana say ye beto adwuma ni optional wa no enti ba obehu ye ne say we decide say ana company na decide say they will close the company because they are go through no they don't see their way out so they will close the company, let go that 700 people. And like I said, we have the capacity to even employ 1,000 or more. But at this way na swing you know. Ye ntimi nko saa haw no na ye nya bibi mpo de ahye adwuma ni mu atremu ama ya fa nipa bebre. Enti saa adwuma no sa wo de saa desoa no eche no. Na wo ka kire ne se saa sika na GRA se kohwehwe fa breme ne betua me bosome na me de achew. Fa saa sika no mum hye wadwuma ni mu. Enipa 700 no mu wo mu no keep them. 300 now ubetimi afa aka ho expand the business na fa sa nipa ne beka ho wo yesa eboa ema companies a omo wo sa wo ha no mu no omo timi sa peja omo mu bio ye wo companies ni bi wo kra menua me no ka say ene omato omo shop mu obi wo tene shop ani ma wo hwe left wo hwe right or hwe say GR4 ye den ba na when nya busire mu kan this is what's happening on our streets.
Yes, but have we done the need assessment to find out why our debt are accumulated to that extent?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
And none did the second solution.
So mostly, what has been the cause?
The cause of it.
Yes.
The complicated tax regime.
Okay.
Enipa bebre na nkasa nte taxes na se. Enipa bebre nte calculation na omoye na se. So for example, 2017-18 me register a company.
Okay.
Ana me pese me dey some small business be. Met me a catcher say by 2019 I me abandon company no. Adintra me register a company every 3 months near frame me come and file your taxes. Come and be tax deduction na GRA na me wo GRA osu branch ho na me come on me mame ni afrɛ me na say we estimate na wotua say meanwhile me adwuma no kra me nya 1 cedi o me fanya adwuma nya 1 cedi. I'm not even in operation, but already no GRA gina me come say I should estimate what I am going to make in the future and pay something. So as a Ghanaian, no, it doesn't make sense to me. So apart from say a complicated no, me ni opepase metria sensika no. Because I just don't understand. Say me nya adwuma nya bibi, na say me tria bibi ma ban. So I won't pay. So if I won't pay I will abandon the company. And this is the problem. Kosuma Ghana for bebre. Compliance is low. Compliance is low because nipa bebre no bufu sam pokra mo ehye mo bufu na too complicated. Apart from say propose tax amnesty no say we propose another tax processor en kofa sa or how na nyeden emebio enu nti na propose a flat tax system.
Okay. You remember flat tax system, so, but I mean, granting businesses tax amnesty already, you say there are some of the things we do already. Obi ohono mokrana yet some level of tax holidays for some years. I mean, one kasano ebeko aye juma. Then after some years, they begin to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
Now the question is that a buying revenue mobilization, and every year, or budget has expenditure and then revenue mobilization levels. Now, how are you going to secure the required revenue? The proposed projects. Every year, especially moving on in 2025, knowing very well say that with the current financial, challenges here, when all these policies are coming on board. How would Dr. Bawumia
get
be
the
able
money
to finance the project near there should he become president from January 7, 2025?
A fantastic question. Because me know kasa me did say TFO be bre asema yeko so omutim say okay, we decide sika we cha. Oko sika e wo him bio.
Exactly.
We have done some computations and we have a fair idea. The attorney say first of all, we believe that, and the data shows that. So, we tax amnesty, now the flat tax bar. Now we increase your tax netter. Naturally, you gain more. That is the first thing. The attorney say, and tax amnesty.
What it means is that you on a clean slate.
On a clean slate.
Okay.
Both individuals and then businesses. Now, enipa are buying nim omo on record. Adults are buying nim omo on record. 4% of the adult population are now buying nim omo on record. Say, omo are liable to pay tax. And then, because of the Ghana card, you're turning Ghana card into tax identification number.
Yeah.
So automatically, 85% of the adult population are now people are buying them say mubetimi yaden etuato. Into the etiane say the kofa complication ne dodo na bre GRA ni say GRA how o won say ye nim Ghana fo a eso mutua to because one more formal sector ni mu pe and ye chase you. So you are always chasing the same people for the same taxes now no. And our buying so a set higher threshold for GRA. And the GRA can only go, a buying can only go back to the same people. Me no na ye triada dano. Yeah ho and na GRA besa base obehwehwe nkrata mu ahwe se obenya more afiri ho. Ana ban be ka se me the tax we say ba me the way ba. Oya flat tax na. Na utimi simplify tax na. Se kane no me ni Mr. Speaker pe na GRA ba ye ho a.
Kessben.
Se no enipa na be ye du. Enti sa ban ne kra ju 2 cedis. No agi me 2 cedis a. No agi nipa du no so 2 cedis a. Aban ne benya more than say aban ne beji me 4 cedis. No agi won so 4 cedis.
Okay.
So expanding the tax net, improving compliance in itself and expanding the tax net, you know, it's a proven strategy to bring more to you. That is one. Two, in kasa, as you are expanding your tax net and doing all of these things, no, you have immediate needs. And the bone of contention here, immediate expenditure. How are you going to fund it?
Exactly.
That immediate expenditure. Say, when you look at the budget, there is the expenditure line and then there's the revenue line. What we are saying is that we are proposing to take away 30 billion from the expenditure line. 30 billion na esankeye aban kano. Aban say me yi sa kana free water 30 billion no 3% of GDP. Me yi sa 30 billion e free ho. Me nya na me ma de so abio. Me de koma ankrankra nyumafo na ye omo no ade so a.
Okay. Actually, me wo I don't know part A, no, was cutting 3% of GDP from government expenditure, 30 billion Ghana cedis, and redirecting it towards private sector provision for public infrastructure and services. And I don't know rationale na timopone attention no anything say yeah cut 30 billion Ghana cedis and they free a buying sika will use more expenditure the more. I mean, any private sector, no, what will be the arrangement?
The arrangement is this.
Okay.
A buying person or Tema motorway.
Yes.
Say Tema motorway in a 2 lanes concrete. A buying say me person me 10 lanes, 5 lane here, 5 lanes here. In fin in Siano, me a concrete. And 9 were in chain me asphalt. Me the 4 interchanges basis so. Me remodel Tetekwashi into a 3-tier interchange.
Okay.
Sa kani nyina beba be see $380 million. Mr. Speaker, who only campaign near your friend no Mr. Speaker Constructions.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, who ko bank ho ko jise sika no in your name as Mr. Speaker Constructions. Nefa beye sa kwan no. Oye kwan ni wi a fa tolls esisi so.
Okay.
Netete woka in kakra.
For some time now.
For some time. Be at 20 years. Enti me aban sa 380 million na yesan ke da me budget so no.
What the beye kwan?
Me de beye kwan no.
Sa de na beye
contract na so. Sa e kana beye Mr. Speaker asudie.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker de ebiansi hu kakra beto ho. Aban ne na nyante ase. Mr. Speaker aye kwan na ma aban na Ghana for nya so mfa so no the tolls na eden esisi so. Mr. Speaker, me pese me see hospital.
Kessben.
Be a 1,000-bed hospital in every region. Enti me per companies me Kofi Tonto Construction, Yamenu Construction. Kofi Tonto Construction see 1,000-bed hospital Greater Accra mami. Yamenu see 1,000-bed hospital Kumasi mami. 1,000-bed hospital na be cost $500 million and na be cost $1 billion. Ko ene wo bankers ne ko raise sika no ne fesi hospital ne mami. Usi hospital ni wi a me aban me no be konti ase se metria wo ka bosome ebia mfie aduonu na me de ateka no. So ati ase na hospital no abeye media.
Okay.
Machines na ye de begu hospital ni mu no eno nso no me de ama another contractor no akototo machines no na ode lease hospital no hospital ni ye adwuma no otua no kakra enti saa $1 billion na esanke beda me budget so no me de saa $1 billion no ama
different
entity no enti saa revenue line na mi suro se me de eto ne chenkofo a ebeba abaye me dadwene no menya de ye friend brofo kasem fiscal space me hu ahenhan me e wo sikasem munti metimi de we no ache enwuma ene ankrankre efri se me de che enwuma ne ankrankre a omo betimi agina brane omo gina brane a omo nwuma ne mu betre omo nwuma ne mu tra omo befa Ghana fo ye adwuma Ghana fo ne be se atua toa eden amame enwuma no nso betua toa eden amame so long term no uma enwuma no nya relief na wo hwehwe no wo aban no nso nya relief na wo hwehwe daachi no ni nyina be hia aban no benya to bebre na odi ayo adwuma
fantastic idea, but I mean the realities are also that we are talking about the shortest possible term, and we have about 87 or 88 days to elections. Now the question is that private sector no more engage you almost to that extent. Some of them are committed or have committed. Say one be carry this burden, okay, and go into an arrangement. Why explaining and answer what Remus say, you know. Then the question again will also come back. Say now you want businesses to thrive, you want businesses to survive, depending on the current status of your economy or policy rates. Businesses, you know, loan from the banks to be able to initiate the capital infrastructure for you to also have a space on expenditure aspect of a budget, you know. I mean, how is this policy going to deal with those aspects? And the Money Bank of Ghana, no, can saying the commercial banks are granted all this financial support to the businesses. No money or more can saying. It do baby so you nimsen ka buy 80 survey as a guarantor. It provided guarantee for businesses to. I mean,
I say when I buy is in a sense serving as a guarantor because buying no sign crata say I deal with yema me na metua okabosome. That crata no will serve as a guarantor you are looking for. I buy the coin amount at the home crata amount say ye never told etoso. You see, one of the reasons why our interest rates are very, very high, the risk aspect of business doing. A lot of companies, banks, no so mo de bosia ma obia. Na omo ni gidi e wo mimi mu se
obetua de ba.
Metua sa bosia no. So what I say. Enti se gidi no wo ho a naturally it is one of the ways or the increase or the reduce
or risk
rates. Of course, you are talking about policy rates. The can one assembly a BOG policy rate or they fight inflation.
Exactly.
And only monetary policies are buying BOG yes me increase interest rate may constrict production just a way of helping inflation to come down. And only there, naturally, now as you can see, inflation is already coming down. So you see, sir, BOG will begin to ease the policy rate over a period of time. Once
the cost of borrowing,
so back from once inflation ever from there will be no need for BOG to increase the policy rate anymore. Because the reason why they are constantly increasing it recently, is to fight inflation. But generally, you see, there are other sources of income, and there are people in this country with revenue. You'll be marveled the kind of monies they have. You'll be marveled. There's this man be all your projects in Accra here. Me pese mebo area needing. So what share project papa ne ye who papa na you never suspect. But what share project papa ne ye almost $1 billion, but he's doing it. People have the resources. And say company be ba na waba be ye bibi.
Yeah.
And no dear minia ebe bukra ebe buso yera Mahmoud Bawumia say a person who did 2,000 megawatts of electricity solar electricity ban. The number of companies are already they are trying to say we can do even more than 2,000. You'll be marveled. Yera Mahmoud Bawumia say a person who training 1 million young people in digital skills.
Yes.
The number of even foreign universities are ebimpo afame so they are trying to see say hey, we will be interested in doing this. Look, once you create that business avenue, there are a lot of businesses ready to take up the challenge and do the work.
Okay.
There are a lot of even now I mean there are a lot of businesses chasing government for business. Even in the economic challenges here, there are a lot of businesses chasing government for business. And tell no the meaning say a problem at all.
Very well, but let's come to the creative art and still under the job creation. Create more jobs through tourism, creative art, and sport. Jobs abroad program, youth in seafaring program, aviation, and then logistics, green energy industries, including EVs, and then support businesses to drive and accelerate job creation by all the things Yabo Bosono. Now, I mean, the creative art industry, the challenge they have, and it's formalized. So now, what do you intend to do? I mean, this government.
Before I remember creative art,
yes. This government at a point, and Nanado promise theaters near dear Bebre. I mean, I don't know how far with that particular promise I'm going to buy.
You see, Mr. Speaker,
Kessben.
me, one thing I do is that there are areas of my expertise.
Yeah.
And there are areas that are not my expertise. Creatives is not one of my strongest expertise. Until Busam say, I see a basic theater near there. I may not have the data to be able to give it to you. Until other people are. I speak it to that. You see, we need to build a society where people can be honest about what they can do and what they cannot do.
Exactly.
It is not my expertise. My expertise is to explain the economic aspects of how we are going to create jobs.
Okay.
Creatives, no matter me share how we are going to create jobs. Babu Sami said, to be honest, it is not an area I have researched very heavily into.
Now, very others, yes.
Yeah, so let's look at another example of how we are going to create jobs. I think it's taxation there when you're hunting.
Yes.
But apart from that, let me quickly tackle this. Part of the flat tax, now apart from individual and corporate flat tax,
flat rate Kasano. How do you intend to achieve that? Because consignment and Crawford Debano differ.
So when you come to Porter, we are introducing a new tariff regime or duties regime at the ports.
Okay.
They say no. You calculate your duties in dollars. Now we're in cities. The first thing I hear you say, you calculate duties in dollars bill. You be calculate duties in cities.
Okay.
The rate will be set in cities.
And you be dollar benchmarking no at your field.
Dollar is coming out.
Okay.
And you say, what the car neighbor customs into mean calculate in dollars amount. No, I catch say be at the prevailing rate.
Yes, but I have no question. No, and it's at the end we're importing airba. No, the value of the item is quantified in dollars.
Yeah.
Exactly. And say, babe charge in cedis. The corresponding, the rationale is that, okay, you need boss say $10,000. For that reason, you calculate the existing tax regime, the amount in dollars, no transition the about Ghana cedis. Now, taking away the dollar regime, cedis, the calculations in the saying.
The point I am making to you is that government is looking at ways you be expanding the tax net.
Okay.
yɛbɛma na yɛfo ama nipa dodoɔ na ɔmo tua no etimi etua. So this, it is priced in dollars, so let's calculate all of these things. They are neither here nor there. How is Togo doing it and they are able to do it cheaper than us? The bottom line is that make offer spare parts container, 40-footer container. A buyer needs to sit down and say, okay, idealistically, no, a 40-footer container, a buyer be charge 40,000 cedis for it. Once a container, no, spare parts in the gumuno, a buyer charge 40,000. One more almost more gilfa Togo ni adie nyina nim say a 40,000 na competitive than Togo. You bring all of these people back
to the same point.
Yes, the entire customs ama omode na ye chichirebo ne say o hwe yen tax receipt na customs is perhaps the number one, if not one of the highest, perhaps is the number one. In terms of taxes, I baby, do na free no. Customs, if not number one, one of the first. Because untimi nyije taxes in free all the other places. Inti baby, I ubetimi ageno. Na oye den ukoso boso. So we are telling you, say, expand the tax net within, bring more people on board, set a flat rate, increase compliance. Once you are improving compliance within, it gives you room to also ensure, say, ubetimi assettle rate at the port at reasonable prices. And it is a more container na nipa ne de ba. You say a more container, 50,000 cedis, 50,000 cedis.
Yes, and only understood. I mean, it was here clearly. But what I'm asking now, and it's for instance, what the container bar, we give you what we call the bill of lading. I mean, and not specify itemized. I mean, goods are a work container name. Okay, now yashe item be a value. A boy with the toy. Exactly. So my question is that in the analysis of doing a flat rate, you know. Are we going to throw away that aspect? Say you be the value of the product. You decide they say okay, yanko general. No matter what, say cars nowadays by one container, you do 100,000. Say a rice near 40-footer container, you do 50,000. Not necessarily how much I would the top item.
That's the point I'm making to you. Say we need to shift out because the problem we have is that percentage, the discretionary decision of customs. Say. Maybe the car bam unim say ne o the car ba wo to car ne 10,000 cedis. I mean $10,000 US. Customs bet me aka kire say that was $10,000 and onyin to. In fact, that is the practice. No na ko check Kelly Blue Book. Kelly Blue Book says car
value of the car.
50,000 to no that discretionary thing no na ye kire say we need to get rid of all of that and simplify our taxes. So that it will be cheaper for Ghanaians and importers to afford. Then me makoto me car. Me car me di free US buy. This is a car. The value of it, because it was one of the cars Korea for year to compete with the S class.
Okay.
Na your car na me use US. And a car no nya accident. Na o fix wo abrochira very very expensive. And me decide this, and my main family Ghana, and I'm a tall bumper and bibia. At the time, na me use car no because na car no Korea for ne de buy no anti me and compete with S class no. Anti value no eba phone.
Okay.
At the time, na me kuta car no. The insurance company was valuing the car at about $12,000. Me di bedru Ghana no. Omuko check it online. A value car no at over $45,000 to $50,000. At that time, I paid almost $15,000 in duties. This is what's going on. So the point is that let's change the tax regime. Let's change it. Now I'm bringing into our currency. Who say, "Adie way when you charge a more container when you charge." The system as it is now is not fair. That's how much I paid. And sana yes it way now we sheet in this one where almost 19 or 20 items someone who sheet in it
yes
and also wake a cry. So we are saying say no, let's simplify the whole thing and make it simple. So we will sit down, customs will sit down with the experts and decide. Say a more container, you bet you say. And for 1 year, wow, cram more container bano. When you say 1 year, a more container, a 50,000.
Okay.
When you say spare parts, you say, unim.
Kessben.
Yene abosu kan fushia. Lady ba kwa se mo ka kire yene say. Okofa or say battery or something. I am trying to remember. So okofa free baby ne buy. Na dia no emra na okofa no. The duty or yeah ni estimation never cost no was about 100,000 cedis or so. Or the idea ni be drew ye no. Na custom for na use omo discretion yeah the omo be we no na de na drew 300,000. That business owner no so when increase prices now what happens to that business owner? Adwuma na gu. But so nim say 100,000 and all kofa ba na ya fimpo and 100,000. One man of the friend of predictability.
I think you can foresee what will happen in the future.
Because what really drive prices, we are what we call an exogenous economy. Yeah, economy, goods and services be bra you soon ye crefree abrochire neighbor. Me di bedru Ghana dwaman so na say.
Kessben.
Me free say echina dollar ne besesa. Bibi besesa. Na me de bo ni bia ye den atoso. Se na be ya me kokra foforo a menya dodo na e de akokra foforo ba. Enti se wutimi fixe sa dollar influenced port duties na. Naturally niema bo nyina beba from. Because the predictability is there. The goods and services are never boy inflation na
you have the predictability to ensure say and makofa 50 cities maybe in the coming year across rabe 70 cities, but that equally is dependent on what exchange rate any kwanya wo be faso wo be manage exchange
but that exchange rate no is influenced by the amount of money I dey kwa abrochiri. Do you know why our exchange rate goes up? Our exchange rate here suffer right now is because we don't have enough dollars to satisfy
the demand.
Because the okra spare parts in here, the okra moon here, the okra one here, the okra way here. And that is the problem. And no, and I didn't come over using the gold as an anchor. We can have a conversation around that. But apart from that, there is also the build-up in how they calculate their goods and services. Another build-up, a duty so I say, calculating the prices of goods and services. Yes, obey here dollar no e de akọ. Obedru na obetria in CD equivalent. The dollar rate will determine. So if you are able to remove some of all these pressures, naturally obema dollar no ahode no and CD na ahode na eden apeja. Until we can go into the policy I see a day ba abeboa dollar no
to stabilize
the dollar.
And no the next time I mean deal with it because me himself will free here I will call.
So I want to quickly touch on the credit score.
Credit score, no, okay. Let me give you 5 minutes to touch on it. What is the rationale behind credit scoring? Because about I don't know
okay, and you're complicated. You can't credit score. Credit score as it chile wo twi kasemu nyina ne say susu dua ye di susu usika sem na wo bosia bohu ahonidi susu dua ye di susu usika sem titiri obosia bohu ahonidi eno ne ye frɛ no credit score
akwan afaso di ohuni
okobo besia ye di susu dua bi ba eno ne be kyerɛ sɛ wudi uhuni a ana woni uhuni enye wo ano na wo de ka
okay
saa susu dua na eye independent verifier no or measure no eno na ebe kire se wudi uhuni ana woni uhuni de tie ne se ene Ghana se me ye adwuma na me bosumi akatua nyina ye 100 cedis a 100 cedis ene ma metimi atosa abosumi ni nyina ye 100 cedis
yeah
mintimi tom ro 100 cedis but with the credit system ba now catch them say Kofi Tonto ewo musa okuta 100 cedis de nanso metimi ama wato niema edru 1000 cedis na watua me bosumi nkakra enti credit system no ebe boama ankrankra bia timi ato niema na watua no nkakra enti mi yesuku ni amawie school nyame adom manya adwuma bi amebeye me pese me rent me dan landlord ni say on trust say metimi abetena ne fie a metua no bosomi
yeah
enti mentua 2 years in advance man and now 1 year in advance same wo me credit reporter eno ne beba sa landlord no arehemu say me obi a me di me huni e wo sikasemu enti landlord no betimi aka say ene Kofi enam sikasam hu susudua wo de aba egu nkrata so a aban ne mpanyimfo nyina age atum se wo ye no kwafo no metimi de me dan na ma no atua ne nkakra metimi abe me mattress na me ton no metimi de amount tobacco ne tua ne nkakra stove na ohia no tobacco ne tua ne nkakra fridge na ohia no tobacco ne tua ne nkakra enti se kane no enipa num pe na nanke betimi anya sika akoto stove ene fridge ene mattress enam credit system ninti no ene nipa wo ha betimi akoto saa neema no no matua ne nkakra
very well explained, but I mean metrics is bordered on two major issues. One, a sustainable job wo saa nipa no ebekura wo Ghana ni no wo pese credit system no ye adwuma ma no ebekura. Two, the constant cash flows wunya. And the question is that if a Ghanaian is not in active employment, how does nipa no benefit from a credit scoring policy? Se nipa ni nye obi a oye business person de bia no wonim say weekly and monthly wodi dwa sika say the ban nsem wotete ne car wabone ne bia emfaso a wonya ni enti se wo call in for credit I mean, he will be able to know, say, the sika no accumulation.
Yeah, and starting from the first one. Okay. The first question I will be say,
Kessben. As I said, active job. Yes.
Okay. Policy biya what the bebano. Yeah, what the optimal usage of that policy and the attendant benefit of that policy. And she say biya the bebano. Yeah, when she say no baby obeye dra, esom faso de no ubehunu. Ene esom faso de no mo benya bi. Okay?
Detail.
Say wo ye adwuma me ye adwuma me bra ye adwuma but Richard nye adwuma kwaku nye adwuma say ye miensa ye sha ase ne use credit score na ai credit system na enam say ye timi di dwato niema dodo na no na ye tua ne nkakra nti no company na wo produce niema no obe produce more anameboa say company ni be produce more Richard now ebenya adwuma because obepe nipa obaba be yesa adwuma no.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So, yesa policy ni start ye adwuma. Using the current labor force. As the current labor force is utilizing the policy and growing the policy no. The benefits of the policy ni be say ye be stimulated demand. Ye stimulated demand na. Ebe create production ne koswa ebe create other opportunities for people. Eni kwanse Ghana fo nyina anya adwuma ansa na waka say ese policy we eyeye.
Yes, you are
it doesn't work like that.
You are giving a better explanation to it. I'm asking the questions because I've been with other communicators and the explanation they give to the credit scoring system it's quite different from the explanation.
Okay, this is the explanation I'm giving you. This is the explanation. You see, my man can be being sure.
Yeah,
do you know why America is a thriving economy? Do you know why? America is a thriving economy because cash moves. It's a consumer economy. People are always buying. Until any time America economy never called nose dive no. Do you know what the American government does? Ochenko for sika free. 2008 Bush na me wo ho. I was a young boy. Me wo ho na me nya $600 check. Me mail no. Because President Bush said economy no slow down. Enti mu nyina obi anyi bibi nkakra nkakra. Adenti no ma obi a bibi nkakra nkakra. Onim se o ma $600 a. Se ube save bi kra na mu 400 de o de be kwa koto bibi. The moment I beto bibi no, sa bibi na ese ye den, ye produce. Sa bibi na ye produce no, ebe create den adwuma. So what keeps the American economy going is that they have created a credit system where people are constantly buying. And as people are constantly buying, production is constantly going up.
Kessben.
This is what actually drives that 24-hour economy in America. Is the credit system. Because there is constant demand. And once there is constant demand, there is constant production. Cars, me talk how American triane dao. A dime me talk America me triane cash. Me kwaje the friend mortgage.
Yes.
Na me triano kakra. Bosumi biano me tria. Me car. Me je na me triano bosumi. Me cell phone na me yusu. Me je na metua no bosome me cable internet ni ade e wo fie ni TV a mehwe no ye ho ne ye friend cable me ni ma ha na ye den satellite right
yes
dish na e ho no oje no watua no bosome nkakra bosome wo na bia wantimi antua no wa free company ni say bosome we me ho akere me o say okay metimi ama 1 month na bia me dinsi hu kakra ye den esi ho no watua ma ade ama me. So, this is what keeps the American economy going. The constant demand of the people is constantly creating and producing. Intermediate, the argument I have even made is that the policy of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ba say ye nyina ye jiatum amana ye juma a best son the face of this country is the credit score. Because eneme maame na ne be ko suku na ohia mpaboa ma no ohia laptop amano no ohia enema bi amano no sa maame ne betimi akoto na watwea ne nkakra de ama abofra no na shoe company na nya business aye laptop company na nya business aye sa pepepe na nti the credit score system e de yen ebema ye ho ahenhan ye na de nyuma aba. That is the credit score system.
Mami na was here no pay. I'm grateful. I think explanations ni bebre na no conk. We are grateful. The next time we be no you know better to share din ko. But we wish you well. You are doing well and your boy abaso.
But that's me pemre na ma better. Enuma policies ni dey doso. So won say wa can so many. I mean so many of them. Look, as I've said, I am yet to see somebody awakase adentina ana ade we die it doesn't make sense ade we am de to mo manifesto no no
e kama e ye
radio do nyame gusu krekra enti
una di manager no
yes kakra we ndé
me di obedence just report for what to say
radio do report ase woko
okay yeah that's say anopen so wa join here but your manager AD and come na Bayport fixed deposit investment and say what they will hu a shame member manager akwenya obi o ha any day di kan ya wo tie yen ya ka fixed deposit na de chere ene de Ghana ni te se wo aname ye betimi aye na afi ye de ho nso ahyem bi manager mami enchel
yo me da say Mr. Speaker me fasa akwenya iso achia Kessben etiefo ne ahwefo nyina na ende no me pese one etie ni one ehwe ni nyina no abetie ye especially omo aye investment pen a omo sika akolo ke wo baabi a no nti no omo de assign omo na ho se investment there say o may be omne there I just say nyame na abem ha na me customer ba Kubi a last year obey investment fixed deposit o Bayport
yeah
the message I'll send them me or say or can't to ho say investment party onye biom esan dia eto sa na bra otie Kessben na sabre no na ye cheche fixed deposit mu a o so ye hwe no hu se dia ye kan nyina no ye di ye bose so na wa sha se kra ma referrals customer ni din de Mr. Ismail Kofi Kusi aninti no mesre na enchiremu a ebe no ye numbers ne be good screen no so obetumi afa numbers na along the line na uhia enchiremu nso a wafre ye can fix deposit a dien ne se wudi usika to bank ne bota nyina ne se obenya mfaso ewo so enti se wudi usika to bank se obenya mfaso ewo so na enye se sika ne da wa account mu a sa na wenya mfaso ewo so da bi eno no one bank ne yen hihye se either 3 months 6 months ana 1 year no yemfa usika no endi dwuma na bre a uji tu mu no so a yentua usika tene no ne wonfaso no emaw eninti se wudi sika to account mu na wenya mfaso wo so eno na ye frɛ no fixed deposit na bia obetu susu se obeye fixed deposit no aya na a key eno na bi mu enye due diligence na musika kwa na akwa akokemu no de nti a ye kanfo Bayport ama one se Bayport ye multinational brand ye operations in 9 countries across the world. We are licensed and regulated by Bank of Ghana. After so Bank of Ghana my ho kwan say you to me deposit. And intino say udu sika be to fix deposit account where obey porter. Emrama ya ho kwan na after so Bank of Ghana so my license yedidi say adwuma no. After emfaso ben na obenya ewo fixed deposit ho say oye obey porter. Maybe bobo kakra so na dia edidi ho no afi obetumi afrɛ anase waba ya so enti se oye Bayport fixed deposit assurance aye ma o ne se ye ma o competitive interest rate enfaso a unye bida ewo bebia na Bayport ye de be ma o na imprint se oye 5,000 ewo Bayport for 3 months 5,000 no obenya 286 cedis ewo sika no so eno ne ye mfaso a obenya oye ne for 6 months ubenya 623 cedis 1 year ubenya 1,300 5,000 no se oye 10,000 for 1 year unya 2,600 se oye 20,000 for 1 year unya 5,200 na esan ye flexible 1 year wamawa ye was 6 months 6 months wamawa ye was 3 months afi so usika no yemfa nko ye bond sembia yemfa nko to bonds bi na usika time aso se etua ma na ye nsem bebre da bi enu nti usika no safe afi so se oye na breso a within 24 hours na yetua usika no ene wonfaso a wenya no the same day a eso ye no enti yebebo numbers no
okay
na yatoaso enti obetumi afrɛ ewo 0245 15 32 83 and now says 0246 904 735 yes Ghana ha your branches are all bebre we are in 56 locations in Ghana
okay
and say minimum amount
across all the regions
all the regional capitals in our branches and district and some municipalities and so we have branches and in all we have 56 locations in Ghana and so friend you who be biawo why ready nko dia biawo ne de ye benya branch e ben na ya hwe na ya sign o on minimum amount there 5,000
Ghana
cedis free 5,000 echo and say wa ho den no so dru 100,000 and above so I to me negotiations kakra na ya adjust rate now ma say dey be ma we hu sampa you treat you special nti Bayport fixed deposit no eboa ma usika no ewo da nti ye kanfo ama obia.
Okay. For our numbers no etu dwabiem na womo a etie ye no entime MK oba nkran ha nso a location no na odi atudwa e dia mame.
Okay. Nkran ha no ye ben ye wokokomlemle a ye ben ATTC school no. Nti se uduru ATTC school now we are just 100 meters away from ATTC. Eno ye Accra branch no. Bibia ewo no afa nso o bebia o de wetumi afre number si o ma ye location na ye be ma wo the nearest branch e ben wo na wetumi aba na ya ye sa package no ama kama and numbers ni bio me 0245 15 32 83 and I say 0246 904 735. Okay, Mr. Speaker, me wie no.
Yes, me ba wo be wie na aya na Ghana for dodo na no ayam hihie nti some me de misika akot hoi time no kra so a misika no mensanka obi wo ho nso a wo pepa se wo diska no ebeba beto ho no waye investment but what they buy along the line na bibi akotwa na kwan mu na esese ne nsaka ne sika back na wotimi e de sorted de esi e wo fie ni ade enema etiti se no kosia akonya ben na wo ho se saa nipa no ne sika wo de aba e de aba be share fixed deposit mu no wo be sanso anya ne back.
Okay, yo meda Mr. Speaker. Question we a question customer start ebisa pa bebre na bisa wo sika enti no sebe o kan se obaye ne 3 months no obi nim kina asem enya 1 month pepepe BBC emergency BC ebia wa 10,000 here mu 5,000 na wo de akosoto emergency.
Okay.
Enti ye wo a special arrangement no bibia investment na edu bia no ye be stop
Kessben
na fe ndadodo a edi wo ye ho no
sika na edi wo mo ho no
pacho an nti say interest no 3 months a ye breaking it down man ye daily interest nti why 91 days sika na di 60 days wo ye ho enso ye but uhia osika tenene de intact
ye de eno no be ma
ye de eno no be ma
na
emfaso no ndadodo a sika na di wo ye ho no saa da no ho mfaso no nso no ye de aka osika tenene ho ama wo
eno no mo beti bibi afri mu ana because time na nso ninti
penalty kakra ho penalty kakra wo ho ne say
yes
emfaso na abaso no
eno na mo beti
bibi kakra free so
but ni sika na anka so de ba ye de obenya ni nyina
sa pepe
na emfaso na abeka ni sika no ho no eno no na mo beti penalty kakra
bi
na de aka no mo de aka ni sika wonya o de ba ye no ho
okay sa enti se wa be ye fixed deposit o Bayport brain nson ye uhia osika na usika tren na o de be ye fixed deposit no ye te so de ebi currency da.
Okay.
Aha. Afi nso ye be ma o certificate a ebe di adance ye say why investment o Bayport eno no o de Bayport branch bia o Ghana ha omo be assist o ma say redemption o say asona o pese we use sika easy kra
until certificate ni crowd there branch bia mu
obetimi akọ na pacho obetimi akọ use sika
then now the chat on just under 30 seconds na fa numbers ne to dwabim na yenko.
Okay, nti me dey chat no fixed deposit ya ye kan wa asemi enye aban adwuma yefo nko a obia eye asori old school unions credit unions welfare funds all the corporate institutions are omoye into fund management ni ade ni nyina no.
Okay.
We are open to everybody. You recommend ya momo na omo ban so omo hu say it's the best decision take into numbers ni biom 0245 15 32 83 and now says 0246 904 735. Okay.
All right, Mami now was here pay me for Kenya. And Tibajo, Kobe Port now when you are winning for Sika question na ebewo edi amount. Mamini a year Bayport savings Mamini Obatampa Process Center for so any and como na of a wasn't pay waye crado and Mamini won so any and como na me manache mana kwaba into the studio. Over marching and pom to saying
Habana Kakrabati Amiadum 9% demeba.
Okay.
Into my bay. Said that in and no about Tampadia. Positive Hedgeman am here. And Uncle Adam Wamam who a drew Medibua Adasa. Posted the idea and who do na papa. Dodo no omo claim so omo ho aduro no ho aduro omo ni omo dwunso no mom na mo ho aduro but nye say pocket na ebetu ase de bibi no sa
okay
enti no say ya me am sa adum no na mentumi fa anhyem ho na menta ho twen say ni baba bre wo sa kwane so na de bia me ka say post start wa ati say de odi ni de etuo asiw so peso wo shutu we de obekun because idea the end result you start to between do 10 years between 8 years between 5 years still are no ebekun and this will be team 8 teams see and say make up it once a month we some team very well na we unto na mo the ten say positive idea I am member 40 years ekro we 40 years ekro so the bia no hwe say obehwe opposite to ma hwe say eti say na no kra no make say eti say kra na do na behwe but ebe hospital akọ ho ayasabia bebre enso na still no mo sa problem no na start wa the dikano ema odunso pi anajo mama odunso pi anajo eno call ekonwa nsusa so bi ni say omu a junso ni kan say opeso ko junso a odunso a omo ho ya hana odunso gu ho eno kro no a account na wa mo ho ya ha odunso gu ho eno aso be ma se junso ni kan na so ku janso odunso a kwansi na untunu junso e eno na yesa ebetu ama uju ku janso odunso no ebeba pressure ni odunso na chi eba boko project na yesa post betu ama wadunso boja ebetu ama wadunso gu ho a unim se junso de ebetu ama wadunso wabrekwa wadunso wie no nka se samra no wodo be ma sha obohamu no me na junso eso obohamu mu obetu ama wadunso wie otise obeti se junso no bi san wo nti wunya junso cha ya junso wie anche bia na junso ni san de na ama wadunso very, very frequently ebetu ama usisi ayo ya ebetu ama mama sam asay bu friend erectile dysfunction obetu akosati bi enu mu na edidim da kroba sori no e ba say wo junso obeka say obejunso na junso ayi da aka wayase na no na amamu akọ hospital a de be ye bitu ya ma no say e de roba be say obemam amu ajunso afa obemam mu sa e ba sa ape mama sama den esi untumi ko yiri oba ho bio na we aso kateta no kra no edidim because aso kateta no project na akofa asa ha no bae no we kira eye kase ko na project so hunam akwa bia eye kase a anase huna ni jusu so ekuro na ya na say prostate cancer eye kuro say kuro na di nipa no konsedo no cancer na eba no na di nipa no konsedo mpempi no wonya ekosati bi mu ekọ hospital edu edema o mu ye tamsulosin hydrochloride and finasteride say duro no eye duro a manage ujunso no shinkre post no anaso say nye post no adwuma manage ujunso nta bra ogusu no maduo ni na no na ujunso post nkasia na eye ko nto ba wani no na ajinsemu na no na meme yanya maduo no aduro shinkre post na eye ma ko fasa nzuzo ba no shinkre no ma santi be o mu ina den efiri ho na no once the announcement and say Kessben and Mbo say so was at be no ma meant na ho e ma ni enkwa ni mu sa sinzo so makani na wu ba kokwa wa babu mu a to na mopo machi akwan
okay
wo ba memo oduro amu akonum ama post na Kessben ashrenke the only edura me nim say a single post because me aba me nya me court sati be ni mu no me nim do bebre entunya antintam kusi say me kwanya me nya edura we enu me nya a single post to be sin there me ko be bia mu a me to a me dwin post hun sa so ba me nyan a boko so boko sati be ni mu o ba na mu edura ma wo no single post na why free and when ya show me kateta wo ba ya mo eduro mu no ma o mu no eduro na e be kateta na na ye yin pa ba ko na ma hwe mo sa kwan so ma hwe ni me tie me ka say so bi tie mi a o sati bi mu a me sa me ni age say ma bon sa kwan so ana obi bi obehwe na obi ni juso aka na ya say e se mfa no hospital ma yan ko won yan ko sen roba wo ba ma mo eduro amu anom wo no eduro na juso na aka wa ya so no be sa ta dwun so we na so nya ba na fe na wasata mama odum na anu ma ashinke positive ma wade ho enti se me ka se me ka positive asama yese bia se be papa so opa o ma so eye me enu de na mom me obibi papa bi ma obi o street be bia me ka se wotimi nka wo 90% heal oh I saw opposite mu 10% ne say obetu na mo apam chi akwan because minim say do we ade your minister of health ag wo your health facilities ni mo Ghana ha ko bi no be shen kateta because ade mo enu no ma esinke hospital no ma esinda dem inda de be kosoro ma eso kateta ne say ebe cancers say bin sida enti utimi kan say opposite home a man ha ho enko ba bia obi ho be frɛ no obe ye no be frɛ say doctor wo jiri se we do no tumi support tampa me say wo jiri se hunhum ya de because any pan we chinchi akoko meme bebre nti osusu se wanu no mundura anja antentam no osusu se bia hunhum ya de na ma ka chance ma anfo hunhum ya de do na hu ya ye do ba ma wo ho ato na hu ya ye nti wo da bra baba no cherife no afra doctor me da se pa no odamase nti saa so na so wo ti be mi se me kai wo gunu mo bia wo sa ti be ni mu so hu nipa so adamfo ana obi a wonim so sati be manfa income because the I tell you kase pa obi bit mama obi o yai post-it ni se obeche me akwan the greatest gift of obi tunja mo obi o yai post-it pass the minim no obi obeche uche me akwan a wa born papa because post-it no ni ho duro se me kan asase no eni ho saa ti se wo timi kan na wo post-it ha mu a pe me akwan enye deni me no mani 0553 800 678 0553 800 678 no kasua yenya no kwan so baby di fifi plat last stop udu ho a udu kasua bisa se yencho yenya no station uko yenya no station wakasa upe fifi down taxi unsaka taxi na kechera banso obi so obatampa wusi wo obatampa junction so a efri oba me ho mit mensa pa na odu me ho etosu mi ne ye bi akoba ye bi eni bi wo Kumasi yen Kumasi no ma pacho so wo Kumasi an so ne kwaso a fa no ma we 0249 another 49 61 66 0249 another 49 61 66 Mrs. Bio 0249 another 49 61 66 who Western region southern Western region who pebia phenomena way 0246 04 34 58 0246 06 sorry 04 34 58 0246 04 34 58 ofra be bi ho ena Kessben here ya tisesi America say oba ha Mr. Francis owo ase ho upe bia won ye kokomemre circle Accra ene achimota pokuase upe bia oba ha oben bia to entinu me sre obi ase wo sa ti benu mu a menya nitifo se bia metie usika ntina me pentina metentia mu no eye omu a me pese me boa wo nti wutimi nka mentwetwe won ase yansafo ne to anamon papa chi akwan na wo ba ho beto
okay ofa me so be da se ja me share e ofa won se na me no edi enkobo no ma Bibia Boko, dear.
Oh, Boko.
Bradford for what to say.
Oh, boy, Jumapa.
Medas.
Oh, boy, Jumapa.
Medas.
Who speak keepers?
And Kakranka. We know that there is an upcoming event. Yabeba and also na yedi and no ho and komo, but I don't pay the here me teach you the focus. Monso mafatu mo so say issues bordering the environment. Mobeti me a de ho and komo. Mamintio first of all on the simoni swa mo pese moye na yentoaso.
Yenim say, Mr. Speaker, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Yenim say, environment is very critical to our survival and our well-being as a human being.
Okay.
And the environment here, adia, I say near yetiase no, yabo ehoban ye. Ye co school no, you can say, if the last tree dies,
the last man dies.
Thank you. So why do we have to create that mess in this country? And the association be a friend Ghana Scholarly Society.
Ghana Scholarly Society.
Yes. Your issue statement says government should address issue which can create a national security problem. Say ya ansha be create me free I'm in West.
Who free I'm in West?
Me free hot nebe. It just sad. I have to commend Afrifa for what he has done. Because Sanka Ekrobia Sanka Amenfi West in painful hold should be sacked. A single individual walked away into the forest, arrested
Chinese national.
I respect that young man. Baby Ogobiano, me too, me chairman. Because you were in painful hold national security, police commander. What are they doing to protect our environment? A single individual on one case two nika kwachi or no don't buy. So now, as youth, we have to take our destiny into our
Kessben.
Okay.
And yesterday government is about everybody, whether in opposition. Let us address this issue holistically with everybody on board.
I don't know who are Memphis West.
Is devastating, and I am heartbroken.
In fact, the Krobe is now call your prof.
Me free Asenkregwa.
Okay.
Asenkregwa, hold me free.
Okay.
Me die echi ye galamse.
O die echi. Yes. Asenkregwa ye galamse.
Yes.
Okay.
It's bad. It's disappointing, and everybody, not abiding kwa ye nyina as a citizen, should bow our head in shame for this development. We could have regulated it. Maminka Cemetery in 20...
Before I get to us, my yentie video in Yanshe Kakra, the job you are referring to, no, I did that with a free fire and my yentie Kakra. This is the level of the the way I turn on shoe and my engine no. The main bridge separately now this is the level of destruction we are there now. This is the level of discussion. And this is how we this is what we do. Still to know everything is gone.
It cut from B na twema be fire ho na ko ye ni Côte d'Ivoire now enter into the sea. Okay. Share any the is just disappointing. In 2019, Mr. Soja said something. If government wanted to address the illegal mining menace, it was just simple. We are in a global world.
Okay.
We are in a world of smart economy. smart systems. U phone no your friend say
smartphone.
U TV no here then
Smart TV.
good. And the idea is say we need a chip.
Okay.
We bury a chip in the soil, about 20 meters, 20 down the soil. We create 4 layers of monitors. The chip on the share form no, maybe 100 meters, 200 meters. What would the machine here? It will send a signal straight to the first layer. That is the district. And then it will be ignited to the
second layer.
Yeah, that is the region. And then the region will now send it to national. And then national will now
begin to take the action.
And then national security will take over. It's just simple. The human attitude in developed world, the human aspect of fighting corruption. Because nipa biya nipa. Into we introduce digital system to fight corruption. It's very easy. I proposed it. I wrote a very comprehensive document. This is just simple thing that we could solve it. Smart city, smart economy. That is where we are now as a country, as a world. Digitalization was introduced 30, 40 years ago. Now, digitalization is about the infrastructure. Ghana, we have the infrastructure. The next layer is to use the infrastructure to our benefit. That is the smart city, smart economy,
smartest way of protecting our environment.
Good, excellent.
Interesting. Prof, quite interesting, but I mean, a lot more equally goes into the fight against what is happening to our environment. But I know, so say, the Ghana Scholarly Society in the UK, especially hosted in Bradford University, more a year public lecture up. You talking about how we can sustain our environment, especially with the situation I want to say. Mamintio on that na I think the Bain program no air basso. Now you know you join it so that I mean we'll have the academic preferred solutions a bit me and my tackle such problems we are encountering as a country.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. University of Bradford.
Kessben.
And I give birth to the Ghana Scholarly Society.
Okay.
And then based on that, University of Bradford is hosting Ochehene tomorrow.
Ochehene?
Yes.
Ochena. Okay. In the UK?
Yeah, in the UK.
Okay.
Oba be addressed 3 significant groups of people. One, the university community on the title, Integrating Traditional Leadership to Achieve Sustainable Development Goal. You say we are seeing ya 17 goals. So as a university, if we say all the 17 goals are achievable, but the 17th one now is about partnership. Society is made up of different sectors, different people, and different leaders. So how do we address or achieve this? We need to partner with the traditional leaders.
Okay.
Traditional leaders in our settings play a critical role in achieving our developmental goals. So, as a university, tomorrow you address the whole university community with the vice chancellor and other lecturers. And then another programmer Ochehene will be attending tomorrow is about a business forum.
Okay.
Your society I am part of the
Kessben
advisory board. Your friend of African Business Association.
Okay.
In Yorkshire. So Africa Business in Yorkshire is like Greater Accra region or Western or Central region. African business is a will meet Ochehene and dialogue on how we as a business or in the UK can benefit or contribute positively to the development of African trade. The most important program Ochehene will be attending tomorrow is very important. Bradford City has won the City of Culture, which they'll be benefiting from 275 million British pounds.
Okay.
And then it will be launched tomorrow. Fortunately, Ochehine has been invited to take part in that launching.
Okay.
You know, as a city of culture, Bradford is going to demonstrate its cultural or traditional setting. So Ochehine, being an advocate for human development, biodiversity, and other things, he saw say he needs to come and speak, talk to people, learn from the best practices, and come back and come and help his or community to develop in that direction. Into Ochinano, it's a full-packed program.
Okay.
It is very comprehensive and very high dignitaries from the UK, from Bradford University, to African businesses and the Bradford City Council. A honor adeɛ ni nyinaa wɔ. Enti yɛhu ni sɛ development UN Sustainable Goals 17 is about partnership. How do we partner as a university? And yes, we are just training people to come and just go away. No. We are partnering with every important sector of our economy, of our society, and how can we work with these sectors so that we can achieve the sustainable development goal. As a university, sounds like you're very, very significant in collaboration with GetFund.
Okay.
And let me add this. GetFund has done very well. They sponsor students to come and do their masters in other universities, which Bradford or University of Bradford is a beneficiary. Okay. Now this year, this is what we are going to do. I am leading that crusade.
Okay.
We are going to mentor all the beneficiaries of GetFund scholarship in Bradford. This is in association with alumni, Bradford University alumni in Bradford.
Okay.
I will recommend or say thank you to Mr. Mark Boatin, who is in charge of transactions at the First National Bank, for his steering leadership, for helping our students, trying to inculcate the spirit and understand the challenges that face them after school. Indeed, University of Bradford is not about just admitting people
and training them academically.
No.
Okay.
But how would they understand? How would they, after their studies, they can integrate into the community after their education?
Okay, very well. Prof, I'm very much grateful for your time. Because of our time, we would have to end it here. Na yemfa wunsi. We'll be following up on the latest development.
Namiti, I share the playback of Ghana Bar Association.
Conference
no Kumasi no. Say about 20 bebas wenche. Na kotokwa hine kwa kasai.
Yes.
Na otu for kasano. Waka sembi Kwame. Wase oko Cape Coast.
Yeah.
Ako defect to afashion. He drove round the Pra River.
Pra River. It will be possible.
It will be possible, yes. Yeah. Na wase embarrassing. Enti we need to fight. Kwame. Say kotokwa hine kase we need to fight Kwame. It means that we need to fight. Si epeni ye pa dia Kwame. Yenya ne say Yanfa yanche Ghana mu. Kwame yanche Ghana mu. Adekwati ameka se yanche Ghana mu ni se. Madika ka cho se when otumfo bae no. Kwame.
Kessben.
1999 2000 2001. Eno mo ko Attorney General's office. Eno mo ko hu se land dispute was Attorney General's office. They are overwhelmed, which is about 6,000 land dispute. There was Shanty region quite over 3,000 something. And was say, young fast Shanty region dieni na man no nuni. Na Attorney General you free. Said a or back concentrate to other regions. It was given to him in 2022.
fact, he requested in 2022. And 2022, Kwame, within 2 years, he was able to quash, say, some over 3,000 land dispute, you know, over 2,000 Amadaka hundreds, Kwame. Where you may say, yeah, Ashanti region did in Amana Kwame bet me aye. Okay. Diameko what I say. She COVID by. Oman penyin and adu down Kufuado. Peso unlock this country. Say the beya young contract yariano. Young found for you. We needed to lock this country. But na Nanado down Kufuado needed a law to back him. A bit me amani more you do. That is the reason why you went to parliament to sit for the imposition of restoration law. Yeah. Kwame. Still, na kofo buso. Mebwa. Na kofo bu sa a law no so. Yedim kofo na even soldiers were chasing people. Yet na kofo pia bontin. But Tama 2017 to 2016 or 24 mame yeah neyi. That's the 2017. Yo 24 mame asante hemayi. Was see about 6 o'clock. 1 year wadabi obiana Kwame. By 3 p.m. the whole Kumasi was quiet.
Adoma background.
Even 7 previous lunatics. Lunatics on what that were nowhere to be found. People from Kumasi, our Ashanti region. It wasn't the whole Ashanti region. Was restricted in Kumasi. But people in Ashanti region living in abroad slept at that time. And then the Chese Kwame, per these powers and respect. See the Asante Mamu did na show 2 forsa na sani asanche se kotoko hine wona hwe the galamsey e wa Ashanti region Kwame wontimi nye.
Kessben.
Kwame. Eto 2 for timi kan kira nkofo se Omai hini bia mehumi se yetu galamsey ewo ompeso aso no mene wode. Kwame, you can do it. Because recently so two I have for best 5 beer. Yeah. So my galamsey. And according to him, I read this from Chronicles newspaper. And I contacted NIB for some investigation. Mommy say the Chronicle publishing here the crampa. And the Crest say the Chronicle publishing not the investigation nearby and the same thing. So he called them and went distill Kwame. So politicians ain't been can. I might need to be politicians. So politicians be a Kwame. Omu ye weightless. Omu mo ha. Ain't mean can phobia anymore. Kwame too for bet me aye. Too for bet me aye. Say, I put in put me through speech. Edmas or 2 for say, whether nana and kabeya yeni say. No obe good anymore so 240 be good anymore say publicly one regional minister Kwame who dare when the bet me are there say obeko O24 say nana we be dem call for momutu we be dey say Kwame momutu me see yam fashion nsa na National House of Chiefs enso so Kwame ye say ye bet me asesa chieftaincy law no kakra fan call parliament ye push some say o hine bia our potential so nya amai ni na ne ko National House of Chiefs and the Regional House of Chiefs so National House of Chiefs but amai ni bia ye becho say e bia ye di galamsey e won peso aso unim hu bi no anya santeba mu no Kwame kase bia ye fa ko bi to reduce you Diame ko acha say our National House of Chiefs
Kessben
the region they should deal with you Kwame. Upon investigation, you bet me aye. Especially a him for you to galamsey. A woman persuaso to be a fedonum. Who will be to say, now man point hinenum. Or more National House of Chiefs Kwame. They can do it. Nana drabe hinenum. Diabe kwata say, who was mercy, you to galamsey one persuaso. I then I want to be fighting. I then I want to say, as I see a reduce you use seat at the free National House of Chiefs. Near punish you, Kwame. Messi ombo de ni brebe kwa fight adem because Kwame baby ade ne kone de say one expose Kwame abe national conversation the whole Ghana obi e ka me see Asante region there se na na konongo hene etimi kancha politicians Kwame we say youth na ho no Kwame wotimi fight wo wotimi fight galamsey e wo no ne pesua so Kwame ehia ba beto no aba be si highway Kwame ye fa motufo Kwame
I agree with you.
Kwame ya anya ne sa mesi ya wawa ho se kotoko hene kase ono abeko a esa aban ko selu kutupa esese aban ema ne mu yedu esese aban de tumi de mano se nana ye de chance se e ba blame anake ya blame Kwame won tra ho man insider.
All right,
on tra ho man insider mesi ya fa Asante region de e fa hye kotoko hene sa na man ne edi galamse ni Kwame ehu
ano
he si ye video ni bi kire wa Kwame si ye unya opportunity na wutie course Kwame na me kwa be subu course eba video se ye kire ahemfu a Kwame omune China fo eye galamse abaku bi kwa do omode kire me ohini no China fo ni je omani mu omode snap aba he omode snap aba no waje eno onu no go isadia protect o so mu kodi galamse
nwanwa
nwanwa Kwame
ana bedasi
besi anya ne sa dia Kwame ne ye wawa ho
it's a sad one. Mami wishi Mama Africa happy birthday Kofiata Sakra say I don't pay you wish you happy birthday Mama Africa happy birthday to you, God bless you. Pray for God's blessings upon your life. I mean, we share Alima, who you nurse, with government hospital. I don't pay happy birthday to you, Alima. We wish you the best of your new age. Radintin and Moncho. Now, when you're I'm sure that's 42 minutes after 9. We need Mr. Speaker, Kwame Appiah Kubi. And the Brema, Quine say, I don't pay so young Fawu NC. Said Joe, any team no at the Medford action, no, a good year on 7 in ano. At 2 hours, so I don't do any or chair. I will be back once again. Now, Yabesomo, my Ghana. A radish route. Now, when you're Kessia, good morning and enjoy the rest of your day. We are out.
Waduma kuma ba